Hey there. Just working here in the lab today. I'm not doing lab work, I'm doing work on the lab. I decided to put in some glass over here on the front side between the farm stand over here and the lab. The idea is to allow people to come in and just kind of watch me work if I happen to be working in the lab when people show up. Which I haven't really been doing that so far. Usually I have my lab work done early in the morning before we open the shop, but yeah, it could happen. And so this is kind of cool. I just put this glass in here. I'll go to the other side of the glass. So you can see. So I've been wanting to do this for a while. You know, it costs a little bit of money to put in glass, but I actually have some experience working with glass, so some connections. So it's doable. And I'm stoked about this. I think this is great because what I had before was just plastic, this plastic like this, all the way around. And it looks more like a construction site or like a crime scene or something than a lab. But, and it's not much of a lab anyway. I call it a lab, but it's just a little space with my flow hood and a little workbench, you know, so I can do my lab stuff. But speaking of my flow hood, it's time for me to change the filter. Uh, so this thing has a HEPA filter, and the HEPA filter is pretty expensive to replace. So behind it, there's a primary filter that filters the air before it gets to the HEPA filter to get out the whatever particulates are in there, and it makes the HEPA filter last a lot longer. So I just pulled the old one. And I think it's been about 3 months since I changed it. Yeah, so here's what the old one looks like. Can you tell how dirty it is? I mean, it's not terrible. That's pretty, yeah, you can see it right there. It's dusty. And so what I do is I have this area closed off. It's not airtight. It doesn't need to be airtight. In fact, you really don't want it to be airtight. You want to have positive pressure in the lab so that it's blowing the bad air out, right? So it's sucking good air in, sterile air. It's coming in through a filter. And so I've got one primary like intake in the front here that's bringing air from the room outside and filtering it with a HEPA filter. And then once it gets into this space that I call my lab, there's another HEPA filter that filters the air inside of the lab. And all that's happening in addition to my flow hood. So the laminar flow hood is getting really super clean air to start with, and it's working really well for me. I've got a really great level of low level of particulates, let's just say, so that when I'm working with agar plates or whatever, um, I'm not getting much contamination. I'm not really getting any contamination on my plates and stuff. So That's great. But still, with all of that, I've still got this much dust. So it could just be, probably is just dust from the room. It's dusty area. We're right on a busy road. So we get a lot of dust in here anyway. And since the room that I'm working in isn't airtight, probably just dust that's just finding its way in. So when it's time for me to work in my lab, I'll turn on all the filters, including the laminar flow hood, and let it run for 30 minutes, at least an hour, something like that. Let the air get super clean in here before I come in and start doing my work. So got the old filter out. I'm going to put a new filter in right now. And really happy about this ProFlow laminar flow hood that I've got. And I'll put some information about it in the description. It's from FlowCube. So shout out to you guys. I really like your product. It's worked really well for me. And that's what I'm up to today. So a lot going on here at the store. Got a lot of fresh mushrooms. If you want to stop by and meet us, I can show you the operation. You can get some tasty mushrooms while you're here. It's awesome. Have a great day.